Good news for millions of Americans as $2,000 worth of check is finally confirmed from President Donald J. Trump. Look at this. Well, are we getting $2,000 stimulus checks? What about the eligibility from Trump administration? Well, this is not the only thing that President Trump just announced. Look at this. 50-year mortgage means you can pay $500 for a $400,000 house every single month. But are you going to own it? Well, this is also a very important thing, but at the same time, $2,000 worth of tariff checks is something that is a hot topic right now, and President Trump confirmed that these checks are coming to millions and millions of Americans. Before I get into the details of these $2,000 checks eligibility and how this $400,000 house could be yours in just $500 worth of monthly payments, I would like to ask you just for a little favor. Takes 2 seconds to please hit that like button on this video. So without any further ado, let's begin. So let's start with the $2,000 worth of stimulus check that has been announced by President Donald J. Trump.
We're going to issue a dividend to our middle income people and lower income people of about $2,000. And we're going to use the remaining tariffs to lower our debt. We're going to be lowering our debt, which is a national security thing.
Yes, you heard it right. President Trump just announced these $2,000 worth of rebate dividend on stimulus checks for millions of Americans. And recently, this is what he posted on his Truth Social. Look at this. People that are against tariffs are fools. We are now the most richest, most respected country in the world with almost no inflation and a record stock market price. 401ks are highest ever. We are taking in trillions of dollars and will soon begin paying down our enormous debt. $37 trillion. Record investment in the USA. Plants and factories going up all over the place. A dividend of at least $2,000 a person, not including high income people, will be paid to everyone. And this is not the only thing that President Donald J. Trump posted. Look at this very important post. Well, all money left over from the $2,000 worth of payment made to low and middle income USA citizens from these massive tariff income pouring into our country from foreign countries, which will be substantial, will be used to substantially pay down national debt. Thank you for your attention to this matter, President Donald J. Trump. Well, you must have heard that I'm speaking a bit strangely. Well, the reason is simple, because I have a couple of canker sores in my mouth, so I've put the patches. So I apologize in advance if it causes any inconvenience to you, and please pray for this because it is indeed very painful. Now let's go towards this very important update. The Trump administration provided several new updates on November the 12th for the president's proposed $2,000 worth of dividend checks. The White House appeared to double down on the payment promise and even give insights onto who might be eligible for the payment, and this is very important. We are receiving a number of comments and messages on our channel that what about the eligibility? Am I going to receive this payment? I am a senior and I am a disabled person. I belong to the low income family. Are we going to receive it? And I have 4 members in my family. Are all of those people going to receive this $2,000? And all the answers are revealed. Well, you need to understand that these $2,000 checks will be coming to the people who make $100,000 and less. Why I am saying this? Well, if you remember, just few months ago, Josh Hawley presented a very important proposal known as Americans Worker Rebate Act with the approval of President Donald J. Trump, and under that proposal, $600 checks were proposed for every adult, $600 for every dependent, $1,200 for a couple, and $2,400 for a family of 4. under that proposal that was actually proposed with the approval of President Donald J. Trump states that people who make $100,000 and less are going to receive these $600 worth of checks. And we can assume that this same rule will apply on these $2,000 worth of tariff dividend or stimulus payments to millions of Americans. And one thing that you need to understand, that when it comes to these $2,000 check, it's actually for every individual. Means if you have 4 members in your family, you are going to receive $8,000. If you have 5 family members, then you are going to receive $10,000. Remember, there could be a cap. We are still getting details, and we are still waiting for a lot more details from the White House and especially from the official sources, because we don't want to give you the details from untrusted articles. And that's why what we usually do, we actually post all the links in the video's description of these articles that we take references from, because we want to be as honest, as transparent as possible on the Credit Viral Show. Now let's talk about this. 50-year mortgages, $2,000 tariff checks, what experts think of some Trump's unique policy ideas. Well, before I even talk about these 50-year mortgages, let me just tell you that we received a number of comments from seniors, Social Security, SSI, SSDI, and VA beneficiaries that are we going to receive these checks? And the answer is simple: yes, you are going to be eligible for this check because your income is lower than $100,000 if you receive lower than $100,000 from your Social Security Administration. And one thing that you need to understand, that even though if you file $0 in taxes, you are going to receive it, because these checks are for low and middle income people. So keep this in mind. Now, what about this 50-year mortgage? Well, this is very important. Now, what President Donald J. Trump is saying, that he shared the idea of stretching this mortgage from 30 years to 50 years. And what it means, that your monthly payment will be much lower, but there are some drawbacks to it. Let me just show you what I mean by this. For example, a borrower would pay more interest over the loan's life. And for example, on a $450,000 home, usually you pay 6.2% and 20% down payment. A borrower would pay about $434,000 in interest with a 30-year mortgage, and more than $800,000 interest in 50-year mortgage. So that idea is there. There is nothing confirmed yet, but this idea makes sense to you or it doesn't make sense to you. Please let me know in the comments below. What do you think about this whole situation? And if you support these $2,000 worth of checks from President Donald J. Trump, then please write in the comment section, I support $2,000 checks. Again, if you support him, then write in the comment section, I support $2,000 checks, because remember, if you don't do anything, nothing will happen. And if you are a senior, then you can actually save around $1,100 when it comes to your Medicare plan. That's why I partnered with Chapter, where you can get unbiased help from a real person absolutely free. Call the number on the screen today, 212-461-4492, and get the help that you deserve absolutely free. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video very soon. Till then, please take care and have a nice day.